It's Nolan.
Know some people acting fake, but shit live and learn. That ain't how we operate, that ain't how we work. Hope you living what you say, I'm living every word. Either way, I got faith, get what I deserve. Don't be trying to make decisions off of what you heard. That ain't how we operate, that ain't how we work. From the cradle to the grave, I'm all about a
J Nolan.
You know how we operate,
First order of business is at the bank. Make sure the money's straight. Nigga coming to the table with a plate. Running at my pace. I ain't even line up at the race. All that talking, homie, say it to my face. I'm approaching some Don shit. Barry Bonds over the pond shit. Hit the jewel in my diamonds, the only conflict. With the way I maneuver, I need the Heim. Niggas getting hard to breathe with all that hating on my conscience. Got my girl on the line, world on the line. If you searching, I can find. That's just by design. Stevie Williams on my grind, doing overtime. I'm coming up, the homie blind, he can see the sign. Yeah, gold chains with the gold frames. Yeah, more chains, see the whole change. Yeah, just get me paid, I don't want the fame. Funny how these niggas learn my name when the check came.
Know some people acting fake, but shit live and learn. That ain't how we operate, that ain't how we work. Hope you living what you say, I'm living every word. Either way, I got faith, get what I deserve. Don't be trying to make decisions off of what you heard. That ain't how we operate, that ain't how we work. From the cradle to the grave, I'm all about a verb. You know how we operate, you know how it works.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody is doing great out there. Hope you're feeling well. I'm feeling much better. Still got to clear out my nasal passage to get this nasally voice together, but all things considered, I'm in good spirits. I feel much better. Everything seems to be coming together. I love it when a plan comes together. You feel me? Before we get today's show started, I want to give a couple of shout outs. Let me see if I got them on my phone because I should have screenshotted them. Meant to do this before, but let's see here. All right, so Solo in a Crowd. Big thank you to you. Coral Reef, much love and respect. Thank you to you. Miss Rhonda, much love. Thank you. Appreciate y'all, everybody that contributes to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I do fall behind. Excuse me. Sometimes I do fall behind, but I always want to make sure that I give y'all love, y'all respect, y'all appreciation, because those contributions are not guaranteed. I do not take them for granted, and they are greatly appreciated. All right. So today's show, we're gonna be getting into Drake. I don't know why I gotta say that nigga name like a fucking vampire, like a draconian vampire or some shit. But that's how I like to say that nigga name now. He's coming out sharing video evidence that there was supposed to be a collaboration between himself and Kendrick Lamar years ago. The reports are saying that this could have been from 2012, 2013 time period. Of course, once you go beyond that time period, these two artists were already throwing shots at each other on records. By 2013, it was already solidified that they wasn't fucking with each other. So I would say 2012 is probably the most sensible time period that this came from. We're going to pull it up in just a moment, but, you know, we only got two collabs from Kendrick and Drake when things were good. You know what I mean? We got the Buried Alive intro or interlude, excuse me, on Take Care. And then, of course, on Good Kid, Mad City, we got Poetic Justice. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Over the course of my life, I ain't really fucked with neither one of those songs. I listened to Poetic Justice in the sequence of Good Kid, Mad City, but to be honest, when I listen to that album, if I can be honest, I typically skip that. Feel like, you know, although it tied into the storyline of like the Shireen thing a little bit, musically it didn't really sit in a you know, just the chemistry of the album kind of stood out. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? So Oh, and then we got let me not say that. Then we also had fucking problems. So 3 records. I love bad bitches, that's my fucking problem. And you know, like that's my fucking problem. That shit was a banger. Ain't gonna lie. That was dope. With Kendrick, Drake, ASAP, 2 Chainz. That was a good one. I would still play that now. But the rest of them, So we've got the footage because you know Drake is still releasing more footage from throughout his career, still releasing songs from throughout his career and other songs, new songs. I don't know. The method to the nigga madness. He just doing shit at this point. But we've got footage of a studio session where OVO 40 is in there, Drake is in there, and they're basically conversing about the fact that they sent over a track to Kendrick and they were basically excited to see how he was going to approach the track and what he was going to end up sending back. Now, with that being on the table, we don't know if Kendrick ever truly received it. I'm sure he did. We don't know if Kendrick ever recorded to this song. That part, I don't know. And in the mix of him possibly recording it, we don't know if he ever, sent it back. We don't know if he ever intended to really do the record. That's the unknown factor there. But again, at the time, Drake and 40 were pretty excited. Okay, so it's a short video. It's like 37 seconds. This session where they kind of converse about it and exchange pleasantries about the idea of having another record with Kendrick. So it's possible he could have actually made an appearance on Nothing Was the Same. Interesting.
And it's like
just enough every time.
For him, where he's at, that's like I know he's gonna murder that shit. I know he is. Yo, can you grab that for me, Husha? Please.
Oh, but when he told me Kendrick, it just made so much sense.
Know.
Oh, what was this brilliance? Oh, so good.
That was an interesting track. I think had we gotten this record, now of course we also don't have the benefit of hearing what Drake sounded like on this record, what his verse would have been like, or what the hook was, or anything like that. But I do think, based on the style of that beat, I think Kendrick would have bodied it. I think he would have killed it. That probably would have ended up being my favorite collab out of these two guys when everything was good, because it fits that era when Kendrick was bodying niggas shit. He definitely probably would have went double time on that motherfucker and just went stupid. Or damn near probably, rigor mortis flow or some shit. Because he wasn't that far removed from it at this time. However, the entire idea was scrapped. As a matter of fact, the beat played in the clip was later used by independent artist Action Bronson, aka many people feel he's a fake Ghostface killer. And he used it for a song called Acting Crazy, which was the song was produced by 40 and Omen from Dreamville. So, that's an interesting little mashup there. So that was an opportunity for a OVO, TDE, Dreamville collab that never came to be. Wow. I'll take it a step further. What if we could have gotten Drake, Cole, and Kendrick on that back in 2012? How would things have looked at that time? Because you got Cole's producer, Omen, who's been with Cole since day one, still there today. You got 40, who been with Drake since day one, producing on it. And then you get Kendrick in the fold. Like, that would have been an insane posse track. You know what I'm saying? That would have been the culmination of the big three actually getting one done. That would have been that would have been the first person shooter. Now, of course, that's just waxing poetic. J. Cole was not associated with the record to my knowledge. I'm just saying we got his producer on there. So that would have been interesting, right? But what I do find peculiar is why Drake releases this footage when y'all just found yourselves embroiled in this really heated debate, battle, right? Just found yourself in one of the most decorated beefs of all time. Not to mention, if you go watch all the channels that have covered you guys' beef, y'all started taking shots at each other. Shit, it could have been literally right after this, right? Because it wasn't that long until Control came out. So, I don't know. What is the significance of you putting this out there? Is this just for, warm and fuzzy feeling in your tummy? You know what I'm saying? Of what could have been? Are you trying to put out the bat signal to people to say, hey guys, this is what you missed out on because he wanted to be a fucking hater. You know what I'm saying? Because we know you do passive aggressive weird shit. And it puts your fan base on notice to have to show up. So I'm sure they probably saying shit like that. Like, oh yeah, we could have got a dope ass collab if Homeboy wasn't being a hater. I don't know. Don't know what your intention is, but for the sake of thinking back on better times between y'all, it would have been interesting. Oh, that shit dead now. Ain't no coming back from this now, baby. Don't be thinking back. You know what I'm saying? Don't be thinking back all pleasantly like, man, I remember when I tried to send that last beat to Kendrick, man. He was gonna, that thing that we could have done, man, that would have been so cool for hip hop, man. That would have been, you know what I'm saying? The last time people got to see us together, Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit, man. Shit over with, brother. You still out here hinting at trying to do a game too. But now you thinking back on the good times. But you're the one that initiated the bad times. That's what's weird to me. You initiated the issue. All Kendrick did was, number one, laugh at DMX when he said he hate the way you walk, talk, dress, your face. And he wanted to duff you out in the elevator. All the hip hop thought that shit was funny, but I guess you expected Kendrick not to laugh. So that was the first piece. First, you know what I'm saying? Then the Control record. Everybody else seemingly took it well. All right, spirit of competition. You want to murder niggas? I ain't bet. So we finna put out records. We finna, you know what I'm saying? Shit, let's everybody bar up. Instead of barring up, Drake goes to the radio stations and wants to start talking about, I would have respected more if he really would have just approached me with that beat, with that energy. I saw him. I saw him after the record came out, and he said it wasn't no smoke. I just wish he would have kept the same energy when he saw me. Nigga, spirit of competition. The shit you rap about on every song. Come on, man. You initiated the smoke. You wanted to be, you really ain't all that dope. After you went out your way to put them on your album with a solo interlude. You went out your way to put them on your tour. But now all of a sudden, he ain't all that. Because you got your lingerie in a bunch. I don't know, man. Should be weird. Should have just played it cool. Should have just all right, competition. talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? Get your rebuttal in. And niggas could have been like, okay, yeah, that was fire. I like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Approach it like battle rap. Okay, you got your shit off. Right? You did it with Hove, no problem. There was once upon a time people thought that you and Cole had a little back and forth if you could go dig up some of those bars from 2011 and 12. You know what I'm saying? But when it came to him, you knew, nah, this nigga, nah. It's all or nothing with this one. I can't half step it because he gonna take my fucking crown and stab me with it. Oh man, let's keep the show rolling. So JBP, and this is Joe Budden Podcast, they found themselves in a recent debate trying to decipher whether or not Kendrick Lamar is independent. I find this to be a stupid conversation. I find this to be a stupid assertion. This is something that I argue with people about in the comments. Niggas be coming in my comments with this idea. Kendrick Lamar is an independent artist. No, the fuck he's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, the nigga shit clearly says under exclusive license to Interscope. Interscope, nigga. Only the biggest of the biggest get signed to Interscope, man. We talking about Eminem. We talking about Dr. Dre, love him or hate him. We talking about 50 Cent. Right? Pop was signed to Interscope back in the days. He ain't got no distribution deal. It's a licensing deal, which is why it says licensing. Now, some people have this idea that Kendrick is independent because rather than it saying PG Lang or TDE, which we already knew TDE was gone, we understood that was done with after Mr. Morale. It was announced. But nowhere in any conversation has Kendrick Lamar come out and said, I'm an independent artist, bitch. Right? We knew PG Lang was its own company and entity, but it was still Interscope, Aftermath, Top Dog. Right? You take Top Dog out of the situation, you still got Interscope in there. I think the partnership with Aftermath is over with as well. I think all of that dissolved. So, because he fulfilled his contract. So maybe he had an opportunity to be an independent artist. That would have been interesting to me. If he would have just went cold turkey, nobody involved, period, no major in my pocket, period. I think that would have been interesting. That would have been another jolt to the industry, you know, sticking it to the man. If Kendrick would have did that. And during the battle, it did seem that way, right? Because when Euphoria comes out, we don't see PG Lang, we don't see Interscope, we don't see Universal Music, which of course is the parent company of Interscope. We just saw Kendrick Lamar. Interesting. So there goes the idea that he's independent. Right? Then there's that time period of when it was completely safe for all the content creators to react to his records that he was dropping during the beef. You know what I'm saying? From Euphoria to 616 to Meet the Grams, Not Like Us even. Okay, cool. This was a nice window. 30 days later, it's over with. Now everything is Kendrick Lamar / under exclusive license to Interscope. So what that tells me is it's not so much that he was independent, but perhaps they were still negotiating how to move forward. Maybe he was weighing his options on whether to be an independent artist, or do I want to re-up, you know what I'm saying, with Interscope, who's been here since Good Kid, Mad City. But it's not a confusing concept when the music tells you who he's with. So let me go ahead and pull up this clip of these niggas having this fucking pointless ass debate when the writing is on the wall. And this is where this is when you know, like, all right, niggas done ran out of topics that compel them, so they come back to this shit to talk about nothing. Oh, man. But you know how that go.
I love Like That. I love Not Like Us.
Yes.
Still, I know y'all diss it out there. I love them both. But for those records
Who's dissing those songs?
hit number one the way they did, these are Drake disses in there. A record don't make it to number one without some type of label support making that happen.
I see what you're saying.
Not
Whatchamacallit.
what?
They Not Like Us. They didn't need the label for that.
Bro,
That song was
you're not making it to number one without something behind it.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily
regardless.
look at that as the powers that be going against Drake.
Yeah.
Kendrick Lamar is a premier artist too, and they want him to go number one regardless if it's a diss to Drake or not.
But Kendrick Lamar is a
Okay, so y'all are still on this idea that the music industry used Kendrick Lamar and company, and we'll say and company as in Metro, Future, ASAP, Weekend, etc. Y'all are under the assumption that the music industry corralled these guys together. What did they receive some some bonuses? Some unpaid royalties that were sitting in a black box somewhere. If you wanna collect on these checks that you wanna get, the target is Drake. Come on, man. Is that what we're doing? Them niggas ain't fuck with that nigga, man. That's it. It don't take too much, man. When a nigga said I've had enough, niggas have enough cooler talk about a specific person, find common ground on the enemy. It don't take much. Nigga said, fuck him. Y'all don't, come on, man. I think the industry put together a conspiracy to humble him for a moment, let him see what it tastes like to be on the other side of the gun for a minute. Okay.
premier artist that's independent now. I'm not working
But
with them.
there's a slash Interscope, I think, on some of that, isn't there?
I know, and nobody
Come on,
paid
man,
enough
you know
attention
that.
to that during the battle.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody paid enough attention.
I'm pretty
to
sure
the
there
fact
is. Maybe I'm
that
bugging,
Kendrick
but-
Lamar, to our knowledge, is independent. Yet throughout that whole beef, it did say Interscope.
I thought so.
It did.
So what's that mean?
I can't say.
There's still
'cause I don't know.
there's still
I'm
a
asking
relationship there. That's all. It's not that deep.
Gotcha.
It's not that deep. There's
This is the thing that you're right before I got sick, everybody wanted to shoot the cannon at J Nolan. Because I said, Drake is in a licensing deal. We talked about Joe Budden and his estimation of what that licensing deal consisted of. Oh, he don't got the control. He don't got the do. He can't go over here and do this. And everybody was in unison telling me, J Nolan, I agree with Joe Budden. Drake can't just go out here and do what he wants. Light bulb, if you sign with anybody, I don't give a fuck if you sign with Saucony. Bitch, you with Saucony now. You not finna go outside of the contractual obligation. I don't give a fuck who you think you are. That's why a contract is in place. People just don't be thinking, don't be using this thing up here. We went through how many years of school to learn how to use this thing up here? And niggas don't want to use it when it comes to Drake. Everything, all common sense and logic goes out the window. I sat here in this very seat and said, dog, Joe Budden, will never understand what Drake's licensing deal is going to be like, because you are not and have not ever been a recording artist with the type of history and leverage that Drake has. So you won't know what the language in that is. Somebody gonna come and tell me, bro, me and my band were gonna get signed to Universal to a licensing deal in 2011 and 12. It's a 360 deal. Yeah, the fuck you would. They offered you a 360 deal, brother. Cause who are you? And that's not a shot. You know what I'm saying? And niggas take their shots at me and say, who am I? But you mean to tell me you think for half a second you're gonna get the same offer as a relatively unknown band, and I highly doubt that they actually offered you a licensing deal, but we'll allow it. That you're gonna have the same terms, conditions, verbiage, and everything that a Drake would. I don't give a fuck how dumb you think Drake is. I don't give a fuck how much of a ploy puppet you think Drake is. Drake is still a Jew. So if you don't think he has intelligent lawyers and intelligent people to look over his contracts as of 2022 when he signed it, 2021, to say, yeah, bruh, this, you know what I'm saying? It looks solid. This is something for you to go forth with. You don't think he got no Jewish lawyer to go through it. You just think he just what? Yeah, baby, let's do it. Niggas been fucking me over since I first got here. I have no interest in elevating my financial status. I'm going to take the same deal that West Bubblefuck artists from 2011 got offered. Come on, man. You know how many records Drake sold? Come on, man. But again, when I use common sense, it's shoot J Nolan's head off. Okay, take your shots, man. I don't give a fuck. I'm always gonna side with what makes sense. And that has nothing to do with a face. It has nothing to do with a name. If the actual scenario makes sense to me, I'm siding with the scenario that makes sense. But my point here, Joe just literally sat here and they asked, okay, he got a licensing situation with Interscope. It said, what that mean? Joe says, I can't say. But you sat here 4 days ago and acted like you could tell the ins and outs, the front, the back, the left, the right of Drake's contract. But now when it comes to Kendrick, you don't know. You can't say. You need more info. Y'all don't find that suspicious. Some of y'all side with Joe Budden 1 day out of 365 for the year, only if it's conveniently to shit on Drake. Makes no sense. Get the hate out your heart, man. Don't like him. You don't gotta like him. You don't gotta listen to him. You can say everything he puts out is whack. But common sense is like paramount to just waking up in the morning and finding, you know what I'm saying? Finding something to put on for work. You know what I'm saying? Go with common sense. Let me let these niggas keep talking this nonsense, man.
Interest from the label there's a reason for them to support the record.
Yes.
Yeah. If they're invested.
But that's weird.
Oh.
Like, okay, I'm interested in your project and what you're doing, but at this point, I know what it is that you're doing, and I'm going to back that as Universal, even though it's against my Universal artist.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I do believe there's some truth to somebody at Universal wanting that beef to stop.
So I'm looking here. Not Like Us did not come out PG Lane. It came out 2024, Kendrick Lamar, under exclusive license to Interscope.
Where the fuck have y'all been?
That's it. So that is, again, There's something in there.
There's something there. I'm minding my business until I get more information. But I also believe that Drake is at the level to where I can sign a deal in September and feel differently in November.
And now I'm gonna work through
And
whatever.
that deal is almost 2-3 years old.
I won't pretend to know. I don't know none of it.
No, I'm just saying. I remember when he signed the $400 million
now you don't
deal
know a
with
motherfucking thing.
Yeah, but
at that point.
These niggas are amend some shit, extend some shit.
Or it might be
I
up.
don't know.
Nigga, that shit was 3 years ago.
I don't know, and they ain't never going to tell us. There's a bunch of deals out there that I do want to know about, and I can't never come in here and say because.
Hey yo, where all the I agree with Joe Budden niggas at? 4-5 days ago, I had a slew of motherfuckers. I agree with Joe Budden. Just because Joe Budden never been a Drake, don't mean he don't know nothing. Just because Joe Budden had 15 years of bad deals, doesn't mean he didn't learn his lesson. Where y'all at? Come to the front. No disrespect. I love all y'all. But where y'all at?
I just can't. But there's a lot of deals I want to know about.
Same.
And just relationships that I want to know about. I want to know about a lot of J. Cole business. I ain't going to lie. That boy good.
He stayed clear.
That boy is good. He
quiet.
Be clear.
He stayed clear.
Riding a bicycle while all that
got the
40 shit was going on.
Having a picnic, nigga, by the rocks.
Yeah. Well,
All right. I just found that to be very interesting. That all of a sudden, the man who portrays himself to know all says, I know nothing. And I said that the other day and got killed for it. All right. In other Drake news, we've got Rick Ross coming out speaking on his role in the battle. Very briefly, he was at InvestFest over the weekend. And y'all know InvestFest is the big convention / music festival started by the Earn Your Leisure guys. So it's a big draw. They do their thing every year. Rick Ross showed up. Him and Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco had a conversation. Within that conversation, Shannon Sharp decided to ask Ross, like, yo, man, y'all had the internet going nuts earlier this year. What the hell was that about? And, can you tell us a little bit about how that was for you? Let's hear what Ross has to say.
So you better have your mind right, you dig?
Man, Ross, y'all had the summer going crazy.
Yeah, we did. What I thought all y'all was like cool. I'm gonna be honest on some.
Hold up, that's a fucking hell no. That shit got DraftKings branding and all that shit on it. That's hell no. That's Shannon Sharp IP. We could play audio on that, not video. Fuck what y'all talking about. Y'all niggas will come over here and try to claim my video for that dumb shit. Nope, not I.
Man, Ross, y'all had the summer going crazy.
Yeah, we did. What I thought all y'all was like cool. I'm gonna be honest on some rap shit. It was no conspiracies. Rose name was said. Rose, I'm gonna jump off the porch. That's what I do.
What they call Rose?
Yeah. I'm gonna jump off the porch and I'm gonna have some fun, and that's what I did. I had some fun.
How do you determine who you respond to and who you don't? Because obviously, I'm in this space now, and you get people taking pot shots at you. Right. But how does Ross stay like, okay, I'll respond to this. I'm gonna let that stuff go. How do you determine what you?
Is it something to gain for you?
Okay.
Somebody wake up and hate on Shay, hate on Ocho. I mean, let's sit back.
Okay.
Let's sit back, because not responding is a response when you a boss.
You heard he said, Ocho?
Yeah, because I ain't responding to real.
You know what I find interesting here is that Rick Ross is trying to reimagine reality. He one of them niggas that like to do that. Ross, it wasn't the fact that your name was mentioned, sir. It's the fact that you was already antagonizing Drake prior to your name being mentioned. The fact that you were being publicized on all the blogs for unfollowing him, which is now a headline these days in 2024 when a major artist unfollows another major artist. the people understand. I don't even know how y'all go looking for that shit or what drives y'all interest to go like see if a nigga there. You know what I'm saying? But niggas said, oh shit, Rick Ross done unfollowed Drake. What the fuck is the problem? Right? So that was already brewing. Then you appeared on the Metro Future album, which we all understood, We Don't Trust You, was a diss album toward Drake. It was a line in the sand saying, bro, we don't fuck with you, right? Now, Ross' verse on that project didn't really have nothing to do with Drake. It was just the fact that you was over there with them niggas on a diss project, you know, that also included the Monsoon called Like That on the same project. So there was a lot of shots coming from that side, and you was on there. You was a part of it. Some people was like, shit, hey, even Cole got some on there. But, you know, I don't think Cole been moving so oblivious. I don't think he know nothing niggas be having going on. So at that point, I think Drake understood the assignment. It was like, okay, homeboy unfollow me. We've had a great working relationship for over 10 years. And he unfollows me out the blue. Okay. You're on the album that these niggas is kicking my back in. Okay. It don't take a strike three to be like, you know what? I gotta get you along with the rest of these niggas. It is what it is. Right? And when Ross came out with his record, he comes out and he rips Drake apart, calls him white boy, says he hang out with the niggas. He hang out with the niggas that be pulling up in them Chevys, but he ain't got no Chevy. You know what I'm saying? He then goes on and says, I unfollowed you because you was doing some unreal shit. You know what I'm saying? Non-real nigga shit by sending a cease and desist or not clearing a verse for French that was already set in stone that you was supposed to be on French Montana album. So you inherited another nigga's issue and just decided to go all the way. You know what I mean? You didn't even talk to him about it. Which, hey, that's your liberty to do. Whenever you decide to say fuck homie, if that's what you're willing to stand on forever, fuck homie. I'm okay with that. I ain't got no issue with that. But let's not make it seem like Drake just name dropped you in his shit because he ain't had nobody else to diss or no shit like that. Like he just woke up with a problem. And that's the problem that I have with a lot of the anti-Drake information that's out there. When it comes to like the emotional shit that he does, I'm cool with clowning. When it comes to the mid-level of music that he's dropping, I'm perfectly fine with clowning. When it comes to some of the questionable antics, when it comes to him associating himself with younger acts and just younger people in the entertainment business with no real clear understanding as to why he does that, with the PDF claims that are around him, I'm perfectly fine with having those open discussions. But when it comes to situations that we kind of already knew we were cool with, we existed with it, and then all of a sudden shit gets weird, and it's like, I don't know if that's on Drake, but niggas still want to put it on Drake. I'd be like, how? Like, I'm all for accountability, but I'm not okay with holding people accountable for something they didn't necessarily create or filtrate into the situation. That's just me. So, again, I know there's probably some viewers out there that say, you know, J Nolan be playing both sides. It's because I evaluate everything on a case-by-case basis. I don't know how many times I can say it. There's situations Drake can be in the wrong, and 20 seconds later, you put something else in front of me, I can say, I think he might have been justified in that. And that's just life, because you could put you in front of me, right? Everybody ain't right 1,000% of the time. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to do some fuck shit to somebody. You may do something that you didn't even know the other person considered fuck shit, right? And they may call you about it later and say, hey, when you said this or did this or you made this move without me, you went to goddamn Antigua and I thought we were gonna go together, but you just booked your flight and left. I felt some type of way about that, and you say, "Oh, I apologize. I didn't know that made you feel that way. I just didn't have the patience to wait because I wanted to go on a trip this summer." Right? But in their eyes, that was fucked up. Okay, we move on. You're not fucked up for life because you did that. So, yeah, everybody has the ability to be right or wrong on some shit. Is what it is. And if I'm wrong about some shit, I'll come right back on my platform. I've done it numerous times to say, hey, I miscalculated that. I said this about this. Let me correct that. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking simple. So, yeah, Ross, you playing with the people head. You got a limited fan base at this time, and you trying to manipulate them niggas. That's what it is. Let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit on my almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.